Welcome back to my Taylor Piece experience. If at any time during the video, help a brother out, like and subscribe. You know how it is when you find a new channel and nobody's on it. It's so special. Be that motherfucker for me. Be that motherfucker, man, bro. Come on. Help me out. I want to talk about. So I live in America. All right, yeah. I'm sure you can fucking tell by my accent. I live in America, but honestly, I don't think this just pertains to America. I know for a fact this is in the UK and probably some other Western countries. I wouldn't know for sure, but I know those two. And these two countries have become increasingly godless, where they are losing. We've slowly weaned ourselves off the touch and values of God. Any religion. It could be Islam, bro. Are you fucking... I don't care. Like Christianity, Islam, anything else. We've weaned ourselves and we've become more atheistic. And is it what, agnostic? Is that when you don't... Is that the term? I have no idea. I don't remember. I'm not like a very religious guy. But we've weaned ourselves off this over time in favor of... what's it called? Purchasing more liberties is a nice way to call it. Where we, especially when we're young, are taking drugs, taking risks, going to parties, having sex with multiple women that we don't even know the names of. Who gives a fuck? That kind of shit. And I think this is very bad. Not for churches, because they're losing people. Like I said, I don't really give a fuck. Not for the economy. It's probably better to have... to be able to put the most sinful shit in your products that triggers people's brains and they want to buy bananas because there's a fat ass Instagram model on the front. But this is very bad for our children, who are, one, most of the time they're raised away from you. So you only have a few hours when you're super tired or you have to get ready in the morning to teach them the thing that they need to be taught. And they're surrounded by women who... Fuck. How many teachers do you know would you actually respect? Like, holy the fuck. Fuck most teachers. But furthermore, they're surrounded by kids who are being taught and kind of fed through media and some of the popular kids that they should be going to parties, be having sex with random people, doing drugs, just a little bit of weed, and they start drinking, and then it goes into meth, like coke, Molly, psychedelics, LSD, mushrooms, all that shit. And you can't tell me that's good for you. You can't tell me that's good for you. You can make an argument for weed. I'm saying you can make an argument for weed. You could make an argument. But for a lot of people, they're on that bum shit. And it doesn't fucking help them at all. It's probably just worse for them. But you could make an argument. I've seen some people make genuine arguments for that, and I believe it. This idea kind of came to my mind yesterday. I was talking with my friend. We were sitting in the sauna at a local gym. We were talking to this guy. He was a father. He looked like 29 to 34, but probably like 33, 32. Pretty jacked, pretty strong. He had that dad strength, you could tell. And we were just talking about, society. Started with like David Goggins, because he was doing like push-ups in the sauna, and my friend was like, "Hey bro, who hurt you?" Talking about society, and I asked him, like, do you think we've become more godless? And he was like, yeah, for sure. Probably during my parents' time, when I was born, we become more godless. And like I said, this can't be a good thing, especially for our children who are raised and kind of led by example for the wrong things. What values does partying, doing drugs, and staying up at night, and all this bum shit teach you? It doesn't teach you anything. It leaves you with nothing, and it takes up so much of your life. But what if you taught your son to improve himself at 14 instead of snorting lines? It's not even like an exaggeration. By the time I was in my freshman year, so I was 14, 15, I knew a girl who was 13 to 14, all right? 13 to 14. 13 years old, let's say, or 14 years old. It doesn't matter. Think about if you have a child who's around this age. Think about that. If you know someone who's around this age, think of that. And this girl, why I'm going to tell you about her is because she was bragging how she had over 20 bodies. And I don't know if you know like modern slang, maybe a little bit older, but she was basically saying she had slept with 20 men. 20 men. Some of them even as high as 17 or 18. What the fuck? A 13-year-old doing that. A 14-year-old doing that. Hell, even a 15-year-old doing that. Maybe even a 16-year-old. Having 20 bodies. And that, even just casual sex is bad. This is, I'm going to tell you like a little, do I have any tape? No, I don't. I'm going to use this in the meantime. I don't know if it's going to work so well. But he was telling me, oh shit, is this the broken one? Cunt. It is. Okay, pretend I have tape. We're going to use this as tape. Pretend I'm taping my finger. And at the first time, it's super tightly. See, it's super tight, all right? It's latched on perfectly. Leave the girl. She's a bitch. She's a whore. She cheated on someone else. Find another girl. Big booty Latina. Bam! See how there's a little bit more room? Because a little bit of your soul is still here. And I want you to pretend like the tape is your soul. Gone. She's a bum. Next person. Oh, it's Obama's daughter. Bob. Another girl, you don't even know her name. Her friend, 20 minutes after. A few months pass, you start doing your shit. Oh, look at that. I ran out of room. For each time you sleep with someone, you leave a bit of your soul with them. A little bit of yourself is stuck with them. And for a lot of people, marriage or having a relationship with someone very important to them is one of the end goals of life. As you grow up, you kind of look forward to this. But how can you look your wife in the eye and tell her you have to offer her this? A soul left with 20 other women or men. What if your wife told you that? How she had slept by the time she was 13 with 20 other men and possibly even 100 by now. That's disgraceful. That is disgraceful to someone who you hold so important to you that you couldn't keep yourself in check. You couldn't delay and even at the very least have this with her. Isn't that better than this? Or, I mean, best case scenario, it's like this. But chances are you probably already had sex a few times. So you're probably a little bit loose. See what I did there? There's been a massive increase among our teens and children growing up about, influx of drugs, especially, prescription pills, pornography especially. Pornography probably being the biggest one because it's not just the popular kids. It's fucking everyone. It's also the losers and the popular kids. Sexlessness amongst men has shot up and then they're shoving down their throats with pornography of, early sex, which, as we described, if you want a standing relationship, sure. I mean, if you just want to fuck bitches your whole life, sure, who gives a fuck, man? Go enjoy yourself. Massive increase in fatherlessness, of having a kid, and that kid being raised without you there to guide them. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. If you ever had a kid and you leave them, go fuck yourself. You're a cunt. And I say cunt as like a good thing sometimes. No, you're just a general fucking dick. Massive increase with teen pregnancies. And I think we talked about pornography, but pornography is terrible. I was exposed to that in 7th grade. My friend who literally pulled up Pornhub when I was sitting like before school and showed me like, oh my god, look at this. And I see a white bitch like sucking dick. And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. A few days later, I was hooked. I was jerking off. It's pornography. There's whole other videos that other people have made. I'll probably make some at some point of how damaging it is, especially to your mental health, to your focus, and to your like sexual energy, your life energy. And some people are gonna say, "Oh, my butt it's good for your health. You know, it prevents prostate cancer." Bro, you're like 13. You're not gonna get fucking prostate cancer. You're like 19 years old, about to go to college. You're not gonna get prostate cancer. Stop jerking off before you go handshake someone. Your hand is literally soft. You are a man. You are 19 years old, and the most difficult thing you've ever beat is your dick. Your hand is soft and pudgy. If I shake your hand and that shit is soft and pudgy, I wash my hands after because you're fucking disgusting. And it's weird. There's a weird correlation of the rise of this and the decrease of religious practices and values. Like okay, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't be religious. Maybe you shouldn't be. Oh, I believe in God, but believe in the values. Believe in the values that church gives you. Believe in discipline, in rejecting sinful things, of valuing things, valuing marriage, delaying sexual gratification, especially. As we said, delay. If you want to get married, fucking delay. It's going to be better for you. I promise you, man. I fucking promise you. Even if it's a woman that you're in a relationship with, it's better. It's going to be better for you. And it's saving your soul. Man, if that's true, we have to believe in God to save your soul. So many of us are going to hell. Think about that. Think about it. What if it is true? Water break. Shout out water. The things that religion teach. I'm using Christianity as a whole, as an example. But honestly, like Islam, even Judaism, like Buddhism, like who gives a fuck? Like just religion in general. I think Islam and Christianity especially put the most like restrictions to benefit you. And you think at first, oh my God, restrictions, that's not what I want to do. I want to be free. I want to smoke weed with my friends and fuck his sister. And honestly, like, when you give into your impulses, you are free to do that. At the end of the day, the way we live right now, you are free to do that. And your friend might beat the fuck out of you, but that's about it. That's about all that America is can do to stop you. Is his brother might beat the shit out of you. But if you're someone who is maybe a little bit too enamored in the bad habits, the thing that they shouldn't be doing, let me tell you something. Although you technically are more, it feels more like freedom to do the thing that you want to do right now. It's so much more restricting because then as you teach yourself to abide by impulses, and then when they come up, when you want to jerk off, even though you know it's a bad thing, when you want to go to the gym, but you feel lazy, I don't really want to eat that food that I have to cook myself because it's actually healthy and good for me. I don't know, I'm just not going to do that. You actually restrict yourself. So in a weird way, discipline is freedom. Discipline is freedom. Delaying and controlling yourself and having willpower enables you to do far, far more with your life. And it's crazy. Because as I go into my senior year, I feel like I'm one of the only fucking ones who knows this. Thankfully, I've met at least one person this year who is kind of along those lines. And guess what? He is religious. And he spent time when he wasn't religious. He wasn't fucking bitches. And I know of a lot of individuals who have had that, who have been on that bum shit and have kind of come back. And the difference is substantial. The difference in their character is substantial. Now, those are people I'd bring around my daughter. Versus someone who's fucking 20 hoes a week. Get the fuck out of here. That's some bum shit. Alright. I feel like I'm not missing something, but I hope this has enjoyed you. If you feel at all motivated or agree, you know, comment down below. I might check it out, I might not. Leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out, helps you out. You'll see more of my videos, and if you liked it, why wouldn't you want to? Alright. Peace, fuckers. I gotta eat breakfast.